It's just kind of who I am. I want to pour into my team as much as possible, and I'm pretty in tune with my body. I can read a room pretty well, and so when I see we're lacking a little bit, you got to step up. But if we're good, you're just there to encourage and get people pumped.
Hello basketball fans, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving deep into a fascinating story that every single Caitlin Clark and Wnba follower needs to hear. Before we get into the details, if you are a die-hard Caitlin Clark fan, drop a CC 100% in the comments section below. I want to see the real support in the crowd today. Now, let's get straight into the story without any delay. For a long time, everyone thought they knew the exact reason why Sophie Cunningham ended up on the Indiana Fever roster. The narrative was simple: protect Caitlin Clark, act as the court enforcer, and shield the prized rookie from tough physical play. But recent revelations and comments from Cunningham herself completely shatter what we thought we knew about this partnership. This was no random trade or quick front office decision. In reality, this moment was 6 years in the making, and the true drive behind Cunningham's mission to stand by Clark is deeper than anyone imagined. Back in February 2025, the WNBA saw a major roster move when the Fever traded for Sophie Cunningham from the Phoenix Mercury. The intent behind the move seemed loud and clear: Clark was taking a beating on the court, and Indiana desperately needed an enforcer to stand up for her. Looking back at Clark's debut period, the physical toll was obvious. Remember Chindi Carter's sudden shoulder check that sent Clark flying to the floor? Or the crushing screen from Breanna Stewart during a critical play? Then there was the risky closeout by Arika McDonald that left Clark down, followed by Diamond DeShields running her down in transition like she wasn't even there. Referees repeatedly let the play go, despite the hard hits continuing night after night. In her very first month, Clark absorbed 46 fouls, the third highest mark in the entire league. Coach Christy Sides was constantly sending game film to the league office, demanding better protection, but nothing shifted. The Fever realized they didn't just need to send clips, they needed a presence on the floor. Enter Sophie Cunningham. But what most people didn't realize at the time was that this wasn't just a reaction to a bad month of physical play. Cunningham had been building up to a role like this for years. She didn't just accept the job, she embraced the fight. And when you look at her background, it's easy to see why Indiana wanted her toughness. She earned a Taekwondo black belt at just 6 years old, a martial arts background her parents introduced almost as a light-hearted activity, but one she embraced fully. In high school, when the football team lost their place kicker to an ACL injury, she stepped up to the gridiron and nailed 2 out of 4 field goal attempts. Quick pause. If you're enjoying this deep dive, please take a quick second to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Over 93% of our regular viewers haven't hit that subscribe button yet. It's completely free, takes just one click, and helps us bring you more quality content. Done subscribing? Awesome, thank you so much. Now let's jump back in. Even back in kindergarten, parents were complaining about her intensity and physical style on the soccer pitch. She wasn't built just to play, she was built to compete with absolute edge. Over 6 seasons in Phoenix, she fought her way up from a second-round pick to a reliable starter who averaged double-digit scoring. She understood the grit required to survive in the WNBA, and now she was bringing that edge to protect the most covered player the women's game had ever seen. Her path through college at Missouri explains everything about her competitive DNA. She departed as the program's all-time leading scorer, starting 129 games while posting career averages of 17 points, 5.4 rebounds, and 3 assists per game. She powered the Tigers to 4 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances. In her senior campaign, she was the only player nationwide to reach 17 points, 200 rebounds, 83 pointers, and 150 made free throws. She earned All-SEC honors 3 times and was a 2-time AP All-America honorable mention. She was an absolute legend in her home state. Yet despite her production, critics often labeled her play style as overly aggressive, instigating, or rough. Opposing crowds, especially in South Carolina, routinely booed her. But Cunningham never changed her approach. She stayed authentic to her game, and that exact toughness carried her into the pros. Selected 13th overall in 2019 as Phoenix's top second-round pick, nothing was handed to her. She had to fight for every single rotation minute. Her rookie year was a grueling test. The Mercury drafted 3 rookies that season, and due to sudden veteran injuries, Cunningham was thrust into key minutes before she felt fully acclimated. She threw herself into every possession, running the floor hard, crashing the glass, and defending with high energy, earning early praise from head coach Sandy Brondello. Her real breakthrough came during an intense battle against Indiana when her shot finally clicked. Once she found her rhythm, she was unstoppable. Brondello even noted that Cunningham played with such relentless force that she would practically run herself out of breath. That is simply who Cunningham is. She doesn't know how to play at half speed. By 2022, she broke out by averaging 12.6 points and 4.4 rebounds across 28 games, 20 starts. In a legendary performance against Minnesota, she erupted for a career-high 36 points, draining 7 triples alongside 5 steals. Teammate Natasha Cloud praised her impact, stating that Cunningham's true value often goes far beyond a basic box score because of the pure effort she brings every single night. She became the ultimate glue player, not necessarily a headline superstar every night, but essential to winning basketball. Her hustle plays, clutch perimeter shooting, physical defense, and energy made her Phoenix's ultimate X-factor. Even when she wasn't taking the final shot, her big game composure stood out. During the 2021 postseason, she delivered a stunning 21-point performance with 6 three-pointers against the New York Liberty, scoring 12 points in the third quarter alone to spark a massive comeback and hitting a crucial dagger 3 late in the fourth. Fast forward to 2024, while Kalia Copper poured in 38 points, Cunningham nailed back-to-back clutch threes down the stretch to secure an 88-85 win over Atlanta. Coach Nate Tibbetts hailed her as a sixth starter, a player so crucial that she could completely shift the momentum of a game even without dominant ball usage. Then came June 17, 2025, Indiana Fever versus the Connecticut Sun. It was the game that cemented Cunningham's identity in Indiana. During a chaotic moment, J.C. Sheldon poked Clark near the eye, and Cunningham immediately stepped up. What followed became the most viral clip of the WNBA season. Cunningham went full protector, stepping directly in front of the Connecticut bench, getting face-to-face with opponents, and establishing a clear boundary. Nobody messes with her point guard. The benches emptied, online platforms blew up, and her TikTok follower count surged from 300,000 to over 1.4 million in days. Her merchandise sold out across stores, and sports networks played the clip on repeat. Fans were no longer just watching Clark, they were watching the player shielding her. While the court antics dominated headlines, Cunningham took her advocacy off the floor in a way that split opinion across the league. She publicly targeted WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert following reports that Engelbert suggested in player meetings that Clark should be grateful for the league's platform. Cunningham held nothing back, calling the leadership out on social media and stating plainly that mainstream attention on the executive existed largely because of Clark's arrival. Cunningham backed up her stance with hard data, pointing out that Clark featured in 21 of the 24 WNBA broadcasts that topped 1 million viewers during her rookie campaign. The surge in media rights valuation, sold-out arenas, and exploding merchandise sales were directly tied to the fan interest Clark brought in. Cunningham wasn't afraid of executive pushback, she wanted the reality stated clearly. Look at the record-breaking resume Clark brought into the pros: 3,951 NCAA points to surpass Pete Maravich, the first 40-point triple-double in tournament history, back-to-back 40-point NCAA games, and the only Division I player ever with 3,000 points, 1,000 assists, and 800 rebounds. She brought Iowa to consecutive national championship games, drawing 18.9 million viewers for the 2024 final, the most-watched women's college hoops game ever. Her Fanatics jersey sales broke records, she signed landmark ambassador deals like State Farm, valuation estimates reached $3.4 million to $4 million, and Iowa generated a record $3.26 million in ticketing revenue. She didn't just play the game, she transformed its entire economy. When she hit the WNBA, the production continued: first rookie triple-double, rookie of the year honors, single season and single game assist records, and all WNBA first-team honors. Seeing the league office hesitate to fully credit that impact drove Cunningham to take a stand, unfiltered and vocal. Cunningham also stepped up regarding the physical officiating. Throughout Clark's transition to the pros, Cunningham remained vocal in post-game remarks and media outlets, criticizing the lack of protection against excessive contact. Unpunished hard hits kept accumulating, and Cunningham took on technical fouls and fines to make her point to officials, indifferent to personal penalties as long as her teammate was backed up. Months earlier, former NBA physical presence Joakim Noah had publicly noted that Indiana needed a dedicated protector on the court, someone to manage the physical game around Clark. Cunningham took that role on completely, saying what the rookie guard couldn't always say publicly. Yet, beyond the on-court enforcement, a genuine personal bond formed between the two. Off the floor, their connection showed up naturally, like Clark teasing Cunningham online over a spelling slip, with Cunningham laughing it off casually. They caddied together at the Wnba-driven tournament, sharing jokes and light-hearted banter throughout the day. Their chemistry wasn't a PR stunt, they spent real time together off the court, built a solid friendship, and that personal connection made Cunningham's protective instinct on the floor even stronger. Cunningham never shied away from hot topics either. When the WNBA announced future expansion markets, she openly questioned choices like Philadelphia, Detroit, and Cleveland. Cleveland's social media team responded with clips of Clark praising their city, but Cunningham remained unfazed. Her willingness to speak candidly without corporate filters made her podcast, Show Me Something, a favorite destination for fans seeking real perspective on league dynamics. Here is the ultimate twist in this story: long before she ever wore a Fever jersey, Cunningham was already an open fan of Caitlin Clark. Back in 2024, while still with the Mercury, Cunningham stated in an interview that she genuinely wished to play alongside Clark one day, admitting she rarely spoke that way about other players. This wasn't trade bait media talk, it was authentic respect from a veteran watching a generational talent change the game. Cunningham had studied Clark's Iowa games, her passing range, and her scoring ability long before they were teammates. So when the trade to Indiana happened, it wasn't just a clever strategic move by management. It was a situation Cunningham had actively envisioned. She didn't just accept the role of protector, she wanted to be right there next to the game's biggest phenomenon. Think about that choice, a veteran with 6 years in Phoenix who had recently extended her contract because she loved the city and organization, leaving her comfort zone behind. Players rarely push to change situations just to take on a high-pressure role alongside a newcomer. But for Cunningham, it was about the chance to share the floor with a player she truly believed in before the media buzz reached its peak. Cunningham had spent years learning alongside Diana Taurasi in Phoenix, observing how to stay mentally resilient, handle physical play, and lead through high-pressure seasons. After waiting years for a consistent starting role, she maximized her opportunity and built a reputation as a durable, multi-positional guard who delivers grit, perimeter shooting, and high-energy defense, qualities every contender searches for. Then came the unfortunate turning point of 2025. Both Cunningham and Clark suffered season-ending injuries. Cunningham's season ended abruptly when Bria Hartley collided with her leg during a Connecticut game, resulting in a torn MCL. She shared her heartbreak on her podcast after working so hard to build momentum alongside Clark. Later, Clark also faced an injury setback, leaving both key figures watching from the sidelines and leaving fans to wonder how far a fully healthy roster could have pushed in the postseason. Now, with free agency on the horizon, Cunningham has the option to evaluate her next move. Whether she returns to build on what she started with Clark or explores a new chapter remains one of the biggest questions heading into the upcoming WNBA offseason.